Hi! In this lecture, we will learn how to use records in DML operations, and we will see how records simplify insert and updates in our code. Before explaining this way, let's remember how we make an insert or update normally. Let's talk on insert first. Normally, if we want to insert a row into a table, we can either write whole column names or we can write the specific columns and values to make our insert. Why is it useful? We have another option to make an insert with records. Since our records will have the same structure of the table, we can directly make our insert without writing any column name. Let's make some examples and talk on that. Let's first create a table. Let's say that this table will have the retired employees. We will create a table based on the employees table. You know how to create a table from your SQL lessons. So, create table retired employees as select star from employees where 1 is equal to 2. Now we created a table with the same structure of employees table, but we used where 1 is equal to 2 to exclude the data in it. Now we have an empty table. Let's query and see. As we can see, no data. Now let's write our code. Remp employees %row type. Now this is our record and it has the same data type of the employees table. And our begin keyword. Now we will fill our record with a row in our employees table. From employees where employee ID is equal to, let's say, 104. Now we have our data in our remp record. Let's insert that data into our retired employees table then. Insert into retired employees values r_emp and our end keyword. As we can see, we did not specify any column name. Our code is pretty simple and clear. But what is the benefit of that code? If I want to insert a row of a table into another table, I could do that easier with only a query. So I will not need to create a record. So why or when we use that? We use that when we want to do some changes on the data before we do our insert. Can we do these changes within our SQL statement? Sometimes can, but generally cannot. We will see functions and procedures in our further lessons, and we'll see that we can pass our records into our functions to calculate something or do some changes. Generally, we cannot do these changes with a basic SQL query. I mean, in addition to simplify our code, that usage will generally empower our coding skills and usability. Now, let's run our code and see if we did correct. Great, it worked successfully. Now let's check if we did the insert. As we can see, we successfully inserted our row. To understand better, now let's change some column values of our record and do another insert. Let's set our salary and commission percentage to 0 since this employee has retired. Let's copy that. Remp.salary is equal to 0 and commission percentage is equal to 0 too. This is a simple modification, but you will generally use that with complicated operations on the data. Now let's make our insert again. It worked without any error. Now let's check if it's inserted correctly. Great. The salary and commission percentages are 0 because we changed them inside our record. Are there anything important for more? Yes. To have a successful insert, your record must have the same type of the columns inside of your table. Both same types and the same order. If not, you will have an error. I think this is enough for the insert. Now let's make an update with using our record then. For using a record in an update, you need to use a new keyword, row. Let's make our change and see what I mean. First, let's change our salary with another value to see the difference. For example, 10. Then comment our insert code. Now let's type our update. Update retired employees set row is equal to r_amp and our var class employee ID is equal to 104. As we can see, we use row keyword. Set row is equal to our record. This will update all the columns of the related row with the values of our record. This is also simple, but with a new keyword. Now let's run it. Successfully completed. Now let's check our value. As we can see, our new salary values are 10. Both of them have changed since we have two employees with the employee ID 104 that we use in our var class. Like inserts, we use update with records when we do some complex operations on the data. We used employees % row type and get the employees tables data directly. But we can create a new record with specifying the variables in it. But this time, we need to be sure that this record has the same structure of the table that we will do our insert. Can we do a delete operation with a record? No. Actually we can, but not directly like insert or update. We need to use a var clause and say that a column is equal to a variable of our record. Let's say employee ID is equal to rm.employee ID. Alright, I think this is enough for the DML operations with records. The rest is up to you, how you modify the values of the records. So this is the end of this lesson. See you in the next lessons.